So do you believe that the United States, and more specifically Maine, can ease its dependence on foreign oil?
Absolutely, and much faster than people think. Natural gas. Right now, natural gas is abundant and unbelievably cheap. And it gives us an opportunity in Maine and New England to recapture manufacturing jobs that we haven't seen in years and get off of oil in a matter of half a decade. It can happen almost overnight. The technology is there. Now, the first thing to say about natural gas is we got to be sure it's extracted safely. Hydrofracking can cause problems. On the other hand, I'm assured from a fair amount of research and talking to people in the field, engineers, that it can also be done safely if it's done properly, if the regulations are in place, if we know what the chemicals they're using are, and all. It can be done safely. And I've never been a fossil fuels guy. I mean, my whole life has been hydro, biomass, conservation, wind.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can replace oil and coal with natural gas, it's a gigantic win for the environment because the emission level is much, much lower. I think it's a third of coal and a half of oil. It would be a big win for the environment to replace those fuels with natural gas. And there is enough natural gas in the U.S. to pretty much replace oil in a lot of ways. And we could replace oil here in Maine, and we don't even have to build pipelines to everybody's house. This is my big idea. Gas by wire. Gas by wire. Use gas to make electricity. Use the existing electrical system to deliver the electricity to homes for electrothermal storage and plug-in cars. Electrothermal storage is an old technology that's just starting to break out in Maine, where you have these units that look like a monitor heater, you know. It's sort of like this, and they're full of bricks, ceramic, high-density bricks. And at night, the electricity comes in and heats the bricks, and they get hot. In the morning, you turn the electricity off, and the bricks radiate the heat all day. It's like a Russian fireplace. And this is used, I first saw this technology in the country of Norway in 1986. I mean, this is not nuclear science, it's here. And that way, we could get a lot of Maine off of oil almost overnight. Maine is one of the, I think, top 3 or 4 states in the country in terms of dependence on oil. And of course, the other thing is cars. When would you plug in your car? At night. Same deal. So I see an enormous opportunity, but we can't go, I don't want to become as dependent on natural gas as we have been on oil, and that's why we need to also support renewables. I see gas as a transition fuel until we get to the point where we can go predominantly with renewables. But it's a great way to get from oil and coal away from oil and coal.
So you think Maine is behind by the national standard on energy alternatives?
Well, yes. I mean, for so many years, like I say, 70% of the houses in Maine are heated by oil. I think that's the highest percentage in the country. Maybe Vermont or New Hampshire, I'm not sure, but we've just recently gotten any access to natural gas. When I was governor, I think Portland and Lewiston were the only places in the state that had it at all. Now with these 2 new pipelines, we have it in Bangor, and it's spreading out into other areas. And I think it's something that we need additional pipeline capacity. I'd like to see a pipe up through the Kennebec Valley to Madison, through Augusta and Skowhegan. And if we could get a pipeline to Millinocket, I think it would help that economy up there. So we are behind. In many parts of the country, natural gas is the predominant fuel. There are parts of the country, however, where they're still burning a lot of coal, and that's a real problem for the environment, and it's something we got to stop.